Hello everyone. For this moment, let's talk about operations on vector. No? Operations of vector. So when we talk about vectors in the previous topic, we have known that a vector uh, has its own pagkakakilanlan. Meron silang arrow doon sa taas para ibig sabihin that they are vectors. So for example here, that vector A is 2 meters east, and we have here vector B that is 4 meters again east. Then we will have this addition of vector. Let's say vector A plus vector B. They will the result of these two vectors, no, the sum of the two vectors is called the resultant vectors, no. So let's call that resultant vector R. So how do we operate the vectors? So here, if we were going to draw, no, vector A that is 2 meters. So this is the time guys na mag-i-scaling kayo kasi pag 2 meters medyo mahaba yan. So pero hindi yan magkakasya sa papel. So we will going to just uh, scale. Let's say that 2 meters is ganito, no? Ayan. That is our vector A plus vector B, no? Kasi we will going to sum. So before we proceed, you need to take note that in adding vectors, no, you need to remember this head to tail, no, head to tail. The head of the first vector should be connected to the tail of the second vector. So for example, this is the tail, this is the head of vector A. So in adding vector, so yung tail ng B ay i-connect po doon sa tail ng A. So here you going to, that is 4 meters. If this is 2 meters, no? If this is 2 meters, so yung scaling mo dapat makatotohanan, that is 2 times kasi 4 is 2 times, no? 2 times 2 times the length of A, and this is, let's say this is 4 meters. So this is your vector B. So to get the resultant vector R, no, A is 2 meters, that is papuntang S. So remember also this notation that if we have this, no, east, west, then we have north, and we have south. Always remember that we have this convention: west for negative, north for positive, south for negative. Okay, so since here A is pointing east, so it should have a positive, no, plus B. Now B is also pointing to the east or going to the east, so that should be another positive, no, that's positive, and this should be your resultant R. Okay, so these operations of vectors focus on one-dimensional, no? One-dimensional muna lang tayo. So bakit sinabi natin one-dimensional? It's because the vectors that we are adding here are pointing in the same plane, no? In the same plane, and here they are horizontal or papunta ng east. So if we're going to add this, magkakaroon ito ng 6 meters, no? Positive 6 meters. Ayan. And that is your resultant. So, ibig sabihin, no, if you're going to measure that the combination of these two vectors from here to this point, no? To this point and to, to this point, no? So it's about 6 meters. But again, we are talking about here vectors. Vectors have direction, so we should suppose to change this positive into a direction. Therefore, we should write that the resultant vector, no, is 6 meters, and this is positive. Even north is positive, but we are not operating in the direction of the north, but in the direction and the horizontal, which is the east. So ang gagawin natin is 6 meters east. Now your resultant vector, no, your resultant vector is 6 meters east. Okay, so what if we were going to change, no, we were going to change. What if, let's say, again, let's write again, A is 2 meters east, then you have B that is 4 meters east. Also remember this, that when adding vectors, pwede itong, no, it doesn't matter kung sino yung mauna. Pwede mauna si A, pwede mauna si B. Even though i-change natin yan to B, vector B to, okay, vector V, si vector B ay add natin doon sa vector A. Makikita natin dito. I will prove to you later that it doesn't matter kung sino yung mauna. Okay? Try natin. What if ito yung kukunan natin? Okay, so vector B mauna kanina, no? Looking back, inuna natin si A. Okay? Kasi A plus B yan. Vector A plus vector B. Here, what if unahin natin si B? So, suppose you start here. That is 4 meters. Ibig sabihin, mahaba yan. Okay. That is your vector B. Again, notation natin head to tail. So, the second, no, pag nag-operate tayo, so yung second is i-connect natin dun sa head ng nauna. If this is 4 meters, no? If this is 4 meters, dapat makatotohanan na yung pangalawa mo ay half lang ng ano yan. Okay, so ito, no? So this is your vector A, which is 2 meters. Okay, so ngayon, if we're going to solve this, no, we have vector B again, that is vector B is east, so that is positive, no, positive 4 meters, plus A is to the east again, that is positive 2 meters, and this is your resultant vector. So 4 plus 2, we will have here 6 meters, positive 6 meters. That is your resultant vector R. Again, because we are talking here a vector, so suppose that our answer should have both magnitude and direction. So this positive, let's convert that into other direction. So you have here 6 meters east, and this is your resultant vector. Okay, that is your resultant vector. So kung makikita natin, this one kanina, no, have the same answer as to this one. So it doesn't matter kung sino unahin mo, si vector A ba or si vector B, no? Remember that that's the rule in adding vectors or operation of vectors. So di bale, no? Ang importante diyan is you get the idea, no? Lalo na yung sa mga direction ng vectors natin. So what if uh, pag-usapan natin yung pag-usapan natin yung uh, subtraction of vectors. Again, this is to. So this is 2 meters east. Again, pareho lang para hindi tayo malito. This is 4 meters east. Paano if yung operation natin ay nag-i-involve na ng subtraction? Let's say A minus B. Again, the result should be, let's call that resultant vector. So, same lang yung gagawin natin. If A, no? A is pointing to the east. So, that is positive 2 meters. Minus, yung B natin is again pointing to the east. Pero, ito ay may minus na dyan. Again. Ayan. So, we can see that this is 2 meters. Again, but we are talking about vector here. Then let's thought of how to add direction into this. So let's convert this negative into a direction. Okay. So again, we have here east, west, north, south, plus, minus, and minus. We are talking here horizontally, no? So this negative, suppose that we need to change this in the negative or negative direction horizontally, and kung titignan natin dito horizontally, ang negative natin ay west. So therefore ang magiging sagot nito ay magiging 2 meters west, no? That is your resultant vector. If we're going to draw that, no? If we're going to have the draw, okay, A is 2 meters. Siyempre, maliit lang yan. 2 meters. Okay? And we have here B. Okay? Ay, lipat ko dito para mas maklaro. Para nasa gitna, mas maklaro natin. 2 meters. If B is negative, or minus, no? Minus B. So, anong ibig sabihin natin ng minus B? Kasi this time, this is operation of subtraction. It says that para siyang negative ng B, no? Negative ng B. Ano yung negative ng B? B mo ay east. So, somewhat negative. So, ibig sabihin, it should be in the opposite direction. But we are told that we need to connect that from head to tail. Kung addition tayo, ang ginagawa natin ay we combine that to the S direction. Pero dito, nakikita natin it's a negative of B, which is negative of east. Ng negative ng east natin ay west. So, combine natin yan dito. So, if this is 2 meters, your 4 meters should be 2 times, no? 2 times that. 2 times ng, ano yan? Ayun. And this is your vector B. This is your vector A. So, ngayon, makikita natin dito, no? This is your vector A. Tapos, following the law from head to tail, the head should be connected to the tail of the second, pero yung second natin is negative B, or to the west to, kasi negative ng east is west. So, that is 4 meters. So, ngayon, paano natin makukuha to? Okay, paano natin yan makukuha? So, remember that the resultant vector, no? Take note of this because this is very important to remember. This is the, I can define this that this is the distance, no? Distance from the starting point, no? Starting point to the end point. Okay, starting point to the end point. So, dito ka nag-start, no? Yung resultant vector mo is the distance from the starting point to the end point. If dito ka nag-start, then yung resultant mo daw is the distance of the starting point at saan naman yung end point mo. End point. So yung end point mo ay dito. So therefore, yung hinahanap daw na resultant vector is itong distance from the starting point to the end point. This is your resultant vector r. So the question is, gaano to kalayo from here? So if yung kabuuan ni B ay 4 meters, no? Ito 4 meters. Tapos yung si A ay from that point to this point is 2 meters. So ilan na lang ang natira kay R, no? The resultant vector. So it should be 4 meters minus 2 meters. So you will get the idea that this is the resultant vector is 2 meters. Okay? Makikita mo dito that 2 meters. But the question, anong direction? Makikita mo din that the direction is pointing to the west. That's why nakikita natin dyan. Okay? So, again, remember this because this is very important. Starting point, the end point. Okay? Balikan natin yan para makita nyo. For example, ito. Again, starting point to end point. Yung end point mo dito. So, that is 6 meters. That's why nakuha mo dito 6 meters in a direction east. Sa pangalawang example din, nakikita din natin dito starting point to the end point. Okay? So that is 4 meters plus 2 meters and that is 6 meters east. Okay? So ganyan lang ka dali yung operations natin along a straight line or in one-dimensional. Okay? One-dimensional operations on vector. Remember, one-dimensional pa to. Okay, so if you have questions, just comment below and so that I can give solutions to your questions. Okay, so thank you and goodbye.